So the Browns lose to the Chargers, and the next day, as well as today and tomorrow, and for the rest of the week, we're going to see this continue. And that's people blaming Baker Mayfield for, I don't even really know what, honestly. Like, Baker against the Chargers, 305 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, a quarterback rating of 122.5. And this will never end, okay? And, you know, people joke about it. Brown's Twitter loves to joke about it. Baker can go out, win a Super Bowl, win Super Bowl MVP, and that night or the next day, people on Twitter are going to be talking about, oh, well, he can't repeat. You know, and that's the joke, but it's a reality. You know, the fact in that game is the Browns did not lose the game because of Baker Mayfield. And the fact that people continue to put the blame on him when it's not his fault, I would say it amazes me, but it doesn't. Because for 4 years now, Baker's been the quarterback of the Cleveland Browns. And ever since that first overall pick was named Baker Mayfield, this started. Because coming out, Baker was not the for sure number 1 overall pick, right? It was one of these rare occurrences where in the draft you really didn't know who the number 1 overall pick was going to be. You know, the last few years you've known for sure. You knew it was Trevor Lawrence. You knew it was Joe Burrow. You knew it was Kyler Murray. With Baker, it was a toss-up. And everybody wants to go back to that draft and play this game of what if the Browns had Josh Allen? What if the Browns had Lamar Jackson? And recently, we've even heard people saying the Browns should have drafted Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold has sucked for 3 years. 3 years. This is the first year that he's looked decent. Okay? And people forget what Baker's all been through. And I'm not going to rehash all that. But the point of this video is that this is never going to end. They have set a bar with Baker Mayfield that no matter what he does, he will never reach that bar. And it's because people have a personal hatred for the man because he's in too many progressive commercials and because he's somebody who knows who he is. He knows his talent. He knows how good he is, and he's not ashamed to be confident in himself. There's one thing if you flat out suck and you're acting like you're great. There's one thing to be great, know who you are, and know your talents. And that's what Baker, that's what he does. You know, when you see him on his social media, you know, screenshotting and putting up what Stephen A. Smith said about him, about the Browns can never win a Super Bowl with Baker Mayfield. That's the stuff he loves. And these talking head media folks will never, ever, throughout the rest of Baker's career, and by the way, it doesn't matter if it's in Cleveland or somewhere else, they will forever hate him. And it's because they were wrong about the number 1 pick. There was one person that I know of in the media, I could be wrong, but Skip Bayless was the only one who said the Browns are going to take Baker number 1, and or should take Baker number 1. And because the Browns took Baker number 1, and because he assisted in turning the team around. I mean, let's be honest, he's got a great roster around him, but he hasn't always had that in Cleveland. They're going to hold him to an unbelievable standard. And, you know, as far as the Chargers game, even Colin Cowherd was on Twitter saying, this is not, I mean, this is officiating is horrible. And the reality is Kevin Stefanski needs to trust Baker more. In that game, you know, on that one drive where they run the ball, then they throw it, it's pass interference on Rashard Higgins, not called, as usual. And then you run it on 3rd and 10. What you're telling me is you don't have any trust in your starting quarterback to go out there and get the job done. And the media people see that and they run with it. And people, Cleveland.com is even talking about, oh, well, you have to be an elite superstar quarterback in the AFC to do anything. So what you're saying when you say that is that Baker Mayfield is not good enough. What is good enough? That's my question. What does Baker have to do to make you happy? Because last time I checked, he was picked number 1 overall for an 0-16 team. And in 4 years has taken them to the playoffs, winning record. You know, it just doesn't make sense to me. So now we have a situation where the Browns should have won that game against the Chargers. They didn't. And you have this dilemma with OBJ, and now Jarvis will be back soon. Where does it go from here? You know, this bar with Baker, he's got the torn labrum in his left shoulder. It didn't bother him Sunday, or at least it didn't seem like it. So what's the standard next? You know, the Browns come out, and what if, let's just say hypothetically, they beat the Cardinals, you know, but Kyler Murray has, you know, a couple more completions than Baker and maybe another touchdown. Then the conversation is not going to be, oh, the Browns beat the Cardinals, a good football team. The conversation is going to be, oh, Kyler Murray outdueled Baker Mayfield in Cleveland. And that just shouldn't be. And this is a contract year, and there's a lot to figure out. I've said my thoughts that I think the Browns need to open this passing offense up. And I think it's limiting. I think they need to go into shotgun a lot more with him. But where does this end? I don't think it does. I think there's just some sort of personal hatred with Baker, with these media people, and it's just never going to end. So this is why I say the Browns need to move on from OBJ, because it's just negative attention on your starting quarterback that doesn't need to be there. And it's proven that it's not worked. And I think it's time for the Browns to move OBJ. Watch my last video. So the reality is, if you're a Browns fan, this narrative won't change. And we can't expect it to change. The bottom line is the Browns just got to come out. They got to be efficient. And we got to win football games. And the narrative, even from your own media, saying that you suck, will forever be there. And I don't know when that stops. So with that being said, let me know your thoughts. Do you think there is some sort of personal hatred in the media against Baker Mayfield? And do you think he can accomplish anything to get that to stop? So let me know your thoughts, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.
What's up, guys? It's 3-time NFL Pro Bowler, all-decade return specialist Josh Cribbs, Cleveland legend. If you want the best Browns content on YouTube, I'm told subscribe to DF Sports. Listen, you got to find out for yourself. But I'm told, I was told, heard it to the grapevine, DF Sports is the way to go. All right? Y'all go check it out. Go Dogs. Hoo, 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 hoo.